Hello, this is a quick look at the Mega brand T-60 Power Armor Collection set. I bought this because a number of you, both on this channel and on the Jangbricks channel, asked me to. So here we are. This comes with 327 pieces officially. Cost me $30, got it off Amazon. This is the box, and I want to say it was not designed to be sold in stores, even though it technically is. It's just really not an attractive box. It's not something that's going to get anybody's attention, but what's inside is much better. You get 5 micro-action figures that represent the T-60 power armors in 5 different paints, and this is very specifically, officially, supposed to be based on Fallout 4. Interestingly, these came mostly pre-assembled. The figures came pre-assembled, and that takes a lot of extra labor. So the value that we're getting here is better than it looks like, better than what it appears just from the amount of plastic. As the end consumer, you just have to set up the accessories and then build 5 identical power armor stations like this, which, you know, it's cool enough, interesting enough, looks good enough. Interesting little linkage down here that gets you a pretty appropriate angle and all, you know, and it's strong enough, but it's just a little display thing. And again, it's 5 identical builds, so not particularly fun. Looking at the figures up close then, this one has the Vault-Tec paint job on it with some really good paint applications, nice stamped printing, pretty good definition up there, and I mean, and all the masked off painted areas, and it has this wash on it, which I was not expecting at all. Just a little dirty wash to all of the main armor pieces. Doesn't go into the body. Look at the print around the back too. This is definitely higher quality than I was expecting. I really like the wash because it's the right amount. You know, when they first experimented with washes from the factory, sometimes they would be a little light to the point where you almost couldn't see it. Sometimes they'd be just so heavy that the thing just looked ridiculous, you know, very amateurish. But this feels like it's in the right kind of range, and they should be able to get pretty good consistency with that as long as everybody at the factories is using the same instructions. So yeah, I'm definitely very happy with this. The shotgun looks good as well with paint applications on it. And for folks not familiar with these are super articulated. So they've got multiple joints in the upper arms, the middle of the arm, the elbow is able to rotate in addition to going up and down. You can rotate the hand around. You've got ball joints at the tops of the thighs or in the hips right there. You've got some waist articulation. You've got articulation at the knees as well. And this one adds in the pauldron articulation as well to make sure that these can get out of the way of the arms when you want to raise the arms up to some degree. You know, some of the poses you can get with this will require a little bit of, you know, getting the whole thing out of its own way. And you also have a ball joint under here, which surprisingly, in spite of that big old noggin, has some range that, you know, can actually get some expressiveness. You can turn it sideways and then still access the tilt forward and back. One of the 5 armors in this set is supposed to be using the rusted paint job, and I believe it's supposed to be this one, but I've never played Fallout 4 myself, but I've looked at pictures plenty. This is the closest match. I don't feel like this is the greatest match to the look of rusted. If I'm not mistaken here, I think that I got it right. I actually feel like the next one that we're going to look at looks more like rusted, but I think this is right because this isn't Paladin, right? This isn't Brotherhood of Steel Paladin, or am I mistaken? Please correct me in the comments if I am wrong on that. But otherwise, this one looks good. It's just more clean. This one uses a mix of colors in the injection molded plastics, plural. Different types of plastic are used for different parts on this. Once again, the printed or masked off parts are looking good. I do like the continuance of the marbled pattern style that Mega has done for many, many years to get something different, something interesting, just right in the plastic. But definitely what I like most about this particular guy right here is the dark cola bottle. It just fits right in the hand, and it's just cool. I like the small special details like that. But this is the Brotherhood of Steel Paladin setup, right? You see what I mean? How this one looks more like rusted to me? Am I just completely backwards on that? Because this looks to me like Brotherhood of Steel Paladin one, maybe a little bit on the light side with the silver color. You know, it should have had a little bit more contrast to it. But I think I'm right on that. Again, please do correct me. This one has more prints on it. But otherwise, we're looking at similar things once again, and it does look good to me. The production work here does look good. There's a fair amount of hand referencing that goes on to align and register some of these parts, as far as I can tell. But they do a good job. And then you've got the Sugar Bombs box here, as well as its special accessory this time, which is actually 2 pieces. The part in the back is the modified 1x2 plate that has effectively a handle on it, so you can hold it. And this is also marbled plastic, so you got the white with a little bit of gray coming through it with some speckles as well. Yeah, this is my personal favorite color scheme out of the 5. This paint job is Hot Rod Flames, and he's carrying the magazine that is self-referential Hot Rodder magazine with the flame job on the cover there. Nice detail, really, really nice detail, fine detail, and printing all the way to the edge too. I feel like they probably printed beyond the edge in order to get that effect with some reliability and some repeatability. The stripe here on the top isn't the most perfect, but once again, here you see more additional details that are either stamped or masked or even hand painted in. Sometimes some of these things are hand painted in, and this one does appear to have a combination of both the marbled plastic and a wash over it as well. You can see some of the slightly more flat looking areas that have the black wash. It's kind of a matte colored wash that is very durable. Like, I tried to scrape it off with my fingernail, and it was hanging in there pretty well. So this one has a little bit of a mix between the high shine. I mean, that's a pretty bright silver in there, and then some matte areas where the wash has settled in. As far as I can tell, that's about it for what's going on with its production, but I feel like this one is the least believable. And then finally, here's the military paint job. This one, as far as I can tell, is just one color of green for all the armor pieces. And then they've got the kind of dark tan, or I don't know what color of mud you would call that, for the wash that's been applied to it. I would say that's done. All the washes are done by hand, or it might not even be a proper wash technique. It might more just be kind of a splotching technique where somebody's doing more like this. I don't see any particular patterns in it, but however it's done, it does look pretty good for something that's intended to be mass produced. That's not super niche. That's not well. I mean, it's kind of niche, but it's not priced like something that's super niche. It's not priced as highly as I would expect for something that has this level of detail and this much work that went into it, including, like I said, the pre-assembly of all the parts, which has just been a slow gradient from when they first introduced these super articulated figures for the Halo line. I think it was Halo that got them first, and then Call of Duty got the taller ones, and then they merged the sizes. It was all individual pieces, so you had to put every single thing together yourself. And some of the joints are kind of small or require a little bit of extra force because they do have a good amount of friction in there. And it wasn't the most enjoyable thing for everybody, but here all that is done. And in the hand there is obviously a mini nuke, which I think is convincing enough. I could probably bury the handle just a little bit more. The handle is just to be able to have the figure hold on to it. It's not really going in any farther than that. Notice the print around the outside here for the fin area. So you've got red is the color of the plastic, and then the green is actually printed on top of that. Obviously, you got the print on this little cap piece here as well. This one is generally done pretty well, but could have used, I would say, like a second wash. That would have come before the one that's there right now. So 2 washes, one that would have been dark to get more detail in here because the whole thing looks a little bit too flat, and then follow up with the mud kind of color, the medium light mud color that they've got there. There were only 3 spare parts for me, and then they give you a basic normal figure stand for each of the power armor so you can pose them not in their stations. Again, this costs $30 US, and to me, that actually feels like kind of a steal. The more that I look at how much work, how much actual effort went into the creation of these exact figures that I have here in front of me. Not just the design and not just the total amount of plastic that's here, but the production work, the amount of labor that goes into the production of these is pretty significant. It really doesn't make sense to me, for something like this, a product like this, to cost this little in 2025, if I'm being very, very blunt and honest about it. So if you like these, I do recommend purchasing them. I've seen them available. Like I said, Amazon is where I got mine. I think I've seen them at Target. I think the Mattel website had them as well, but there seems to be a decent amount of availability of these as of the time of the recording of this video. At least they had been on the market for a little while, so that's a really, really good sign. Hopefully everybody who does want these will be able to get them. We'll be able to get similar quality production to what I've got here. And I appreciate the suggestions for this, because now I will simply keep these and have them for a very long time. Add them to my long-term mega collections that you rarely see anymore. But thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye for now.